What's going on, everybody? Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, I think the Minnesota Vikings got a double dose of great news because this guy right here, rookie cornerback for the Detroit Lions, Terrion Arnold, had an interesting quote about the Vikings wide receiver room, so I'll share that with you guys. And then also, full injury news, Aaron Jones, he's going to be ready to play, so I'll share with you guys that information. But, speaking of Terrion Arnold, calling out the Minnesota Vikings, calling out Justin Jefferson. Let's just show the best non-quarterback in the National Football League some love. Type his jersey number. Type those 18s down below in the comments section as, still, even the best player on this football team gets disrespected. So if you guys could, show Jefferson some love. But this was the quote that Terrion Arnold had. He said, "We're a bad matchup for Minnesota. We got cover guys. They got good receivers. Not great, but we got good cover guys." And, I'm not saying this is fully Terrion, calling out the Vikings wide receiver room, saying they're bad. But I'll say this, Terrion, you are barking up the wrong tree here, my friend. These are not the two right here, and I chose this photo specifically of those two dancing in the Lions end zone. But, this is the wrong tree to be barking up, especially on a week like this, considering the Lions defense over the last 4 games have been absolutely shredded, specifically in the pass game, and especially of what Jefferson and Addison have done lately in the league. They have been running through some of the top secondaries in the National Football League. And specifically, Justin Jefferson, he loves to play in Detroit. I cannot believe these are his averages playing in Detroit throughout his whole NFL career. Now, yes, very limited sample size, only 4 games, but in his first game in Detroit, 133 yards. Second game, 182. Then he went for his career high of 223 yards back December 11th in 2022. And then last year, to close out the season, 12 receptions, 192 yards. And what does that equate to? 102.5 yards per game in Detroit in his career. Clearly, Jefferson feels comfortable in that building. And I'm going to call something right now. I think Jefferson's going to have a legacy game this Sunday. I don't think he has had he's had big games in big spots, like that Buffalo game where he went for 10 for 192, big game on the road. Like, he's had big moments in big games, but there is no game bigger than this one. In Detroit, season pretty much on the line. It's for the number 1 seed, the NFC North title. I think this is going to be one of the games when it's all said and done. And I'm making the argument to my kids that Justin Jefferson's greatest wide receiver of all time. I'm going to go put on his tape of what he is going to do against the Lions secondary this Sunday. But let's just say they take away Jefferson. Let's just say they're saying, you know what? We'll double team him. We'll triple team him. We will take 18 out of this football game. Well, then you got to deal with Jordan Addison, who's gone for 62 receptions, 875 yards on season, and he's found the end zone 9 times. And then how about their good old friend, T.J. Hockenson? He's having a great year as well. 39 receptions, 446 yards. Then Speedy Nailor kind of had his breakout game against the Packers this past week. He is awesome. And I'll tell you what, people have called out the Vikings in the past. And it goes back to last week when a Green Bay Packers corner called out Sam Darnold. And even before that, when Jalen Johnson pretty much called out Justin Jefferson, saying, "I locked you up." And then Jefferson, the next time they played, absolutely destroyed that Bears secondary. But Keyshawn Nixon, he was asked, what challenge does Sam Darnold present to you guys? And this is what he had to say. "I don't think it is a challenge." Now, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if I watched the Vikings-Packers game last week. Maybe I have no idea. But if I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure Sam Darnold had a career performance after these words. 377 yards, a career high for Sam Darnold. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He torched this secondary, and especially in a big-time game like it was last week, he got in rhythm early. He was just dinking and dunking, taking shots deep, really just giving what the defense was giving him, or taking what the defense was giving him. And he had his career best game as a Minnesota Viking and probably his best game in his entire NFL career. So, and it kind of gets me back to this. The Vikings have been doubted this whole season, and I absolutely love it. Like, new producer here, Avery. She's telling me the Vikings have no chance to win the Super Bowl, and I'm trying to get her on this bandwagon, and I've started to get producer Tex on this bandwagon. He's starting to see the vision a little bit, but I love that, and it also gets me this. I love that the Vikings are on the road this weekend because Kevin O'Connell was talking about it. He was saying this whole year we have been doubted as a team, but within the walls of the Vikings facilities, we have believed and we have kind of known what we are capable of. And now we are seeing it come to fruition week after week after week. And how perfect that they are going on the road where every single fan is going to be booing them. Once they land in Detroit Saturday night, it is going to be a hostile environment, and all that is going to matter is that team within those walls, is that team that Kevin O'Connell is going to lead out there on the football field. And I'll tell you what, this is a motivated group, this is a pissed-off group, and I can't wait to see them go out there and put it on display yet again, whole world watching. Maybe then people start believing in this Minnesota Vikings team. But I'll ask you guys this. What's your best guess? Predict the score for me. Vikings versus Lions. Who you guys got? And let me know what you guys think the score is going to be. I got Vikings winning 34-20. A little bit of a bold take on that one, but hey, I just believe in this football team. Watch them all year long. They've gotten better every single week, and I think this is going to be the best performance of the year this Sunday in Detroit. But you guys let me know. Score predictions in the comments section. Now we'll get to more around the Minnesota Vikings here in a second. But first off, got to tell you guys about our favorite sponsor here at Vikings Now, and that is Prize Picks. Now, if you guys download the Prize Picks app today, use that promo code CONS. You guys will get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today. Use promo code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Now, what is Prize Picks? Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in award winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to not 100, but 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Now, if you guys are trying to add any more juice or increase your viewing experience for a Wild game, Timberwolves game, or obviously a Vikings game, Prize Picks is the #1 way to do so. And plus, you can put your football knowledge to the test and try to put some cash in your back pocket. So download the app today, plug in that promo code CONS, and get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today. Use that promo code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. But shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Prize Picks, run your game. All right, let's dive into the injury news here. We got the Thursday injury report and a lot of injury news around some key players on the Vikings. So Kevin Seifert, beat reporter for the Vikes, works for ESPN. He tweeted this out saying Aaron Jones, who missed the end of last Sunday's game versus the Packers with a quad contusion, said he has no doubt he's playing Sunday in Detroit. Quote being, "I will be ready," and thank the Lord on that one because Aaron Jones is so key for this offense. Especially if the Vikings are going to try to play some ball control on Sunday, keep the Lions offense out off the field. Having number 33 in the lineup will be huge. But some bad news for the Vikings on the injury front. Pat Jones, I'm going to probably assume he doesn't play considering the Vikings were conducting a walkthrough yesterday and got relatively quick glance, and it appeared all players around the field with the exception of linebacker edge rusher Patrick Jones. I'm going to assume Pat Jones is out, but also going to assume Aaron Jones is in. And we actually do have the Thursday injury report for you guys here. So Grugier Hill, DMP on Thursday. He's probably not going to go. Again, Patrick Jones, DMP, but it's looking like C.J. Ham will be out there, which is great news. Aaron Jones was limited, but he's going to go. Fabian Morrow, veteran corner, he was limited, but he's expected to go. A bit of a shocker at the bottom there. Ed Ingram popped up as limited. I'm assuming he's still going to be able to dress. And then Josh Oliver, practice in full, and then same with Harrison Smith. But I guess some more bad news for the Vikings. Alex Anzalone, star linebacker for the Detroit Lions, has not played since week 11, since breaking his forearm, but was actually shockingly limited participant in practice today as he has a realistic chance to play Sunday night versus the Vikings. So Lions are kind of getting healthy, at least just one player back as they've been seriously beat up, because of the injury bug here. So, honestly, I kind of like it. Be at full force. I don't want any excuses out there on Sunday. But I was thinking about one Detroit Lion. I'm going to call this guy my favorite player in the National Football League. Kirby Joseph, number 31. This is the guy who tore T.J. Hawkinson's ACL. This is the guy who tore Tyler Higbee's ACL. And I actually just saw the clip of Matthew Stafford going up to Kirby Joseph after that hit he had on Higbee. And he was like, "Hey, great hit. Great player, but you're dirty as blank." And then Stafford just started jawing at him. I loved it. So I got a little bold prediction, but I don't think it's a hot take. I think T.J. Hawkinson's going to score his first touchdown of the season this Sunday against the Lions. I think the Vikings are going to have a play. He hasn't been too much of a focal point in the red zone offense over the last couple of weeks since he's returned from injury. But I think this Sunday we're going to see the big fella. Maybe it's like a basketball post-up move where he just runs a hitch route, he sits there on that, one number, whatever it is, and he just posts up and you throw him the football. But I think TJ, I think he's going to score his first touchdown, and, it'd make me very, very happy if he somehow scores that against number 31, Kirby Joseph. But let's show TJ some love to close out today's show. Type his jersey number. Type those 87s down below, as I'm sure, everybody in that Vikings locker room is amped up for the situation. This spot they're in right now, but I am betting it that TJ Hawkinson is probably the most excited to, go clinch an NFC North title, go clinch the NFC in the team that traded you away's building. So show TJ some love. Type those 87s. Also, I'm on Twitter. At Pat Sieps is the Twitter handle. If you guys want to give me a follow over there for more around the Minnesota Vikings, please do so, and I'll give you guys a follow back. But thank you guys so much for watching today's show. See you guys next time. As always, Skol Vikes.